I just want to take a minute and say a few things. So, I mean, there's a lot of things, but I want to say, first of all, I have a very special friend here tonight, Kathleen, who, I don't know if many of you know Kathleen from Anderson. She is such a treasure, and I just want to say that I feel that it's really important to continue to support indie bookstores and our local treasure that is Anderson's bookstore. So we are trying to get my book on the shelf at Anderson's. Even if we don't, or like you can't get it there, please continue.
Okay, y'all, it'll be on the shelf. Bring them and I'll get them on.
Girl power. But seriously, you know, and I also wanted to just take a moment to thank Todd and Lola and the entire staff of incredible women tonight that are here. This is a really cool and special place for us to come as a family and for our community. And I'm actually just really honored that we could have this here. So I just want to thank you, Todd, for hosting us. Yeah, and you know, I just want to thank all of you. Honestly, like I'm super nervous, but I'm also like really overwhelmed because everyone's lives are so busy, and you all are juggling so many things. And the fact that kids are going back to school, and you have sports, and everything happening, that you all made it a point to be here tonight is such an incredible gift. I cannot thank you enough. And just all of the support today, like, I think I'm gonna wake up tomorrow with a massive vulnerability hangover, and like with this love hangover, and then I'm gonna be like, well, wait a minute, like, you know, where did all that? It's just been phenomenal. But you know, I read this quote recently that really spoke to me, and it said, "Artists are people driven by the tension between the desire to communicate and the desire to hide." And it really, I think, just kind of speaks to a lot of what this feels like sometimes for me or for other artists who do different things. And you know, I'm always encouraging my clients or people in my life or my kids or whomever to just like get out of your comfort zone and take risks and do things. And so here we are, right? And I'm very much out of my comfort zone, which, you know, supposedly is a good thing. But it's all good too, because you are all genuinely and legitimately my friends. And some of you are family. Some of you in this room I've known since I was 6 years old. Some of you are people that I've worked with for 20 years. You are all so special to me, and you know, I'm just so grateful that you're all here. And you guys, my teenage boys are here, and I just want to take a minute and say, if you have raised teenagers or you've ever been a teenage boy, you are well aware of the fact that, like, just when your parents are even just in the room and breathing, they're already cringy. But when you are a teenage boy and you're at a book launch celebrating the beauty of women's bodies, I honestly don't know that it gets any cringier. Where's Dylan?
Dylan's hiding under the bed.
I know he is. But anyway, it doesn't get any cringier than that. So I'm glad you guys are here. I don't see Dylan. He is probably
Again, under the table.
Because, yeah, so anyway, but I'm glad you're here. So, you know, I just want to take a couple minutes and say something about this book. The sad reality, unfortunately, is that if you are a girl or woman living in our culture, you have been bombarded since birth with very strong messages about your gender, but most specifically about your body and your weight and the importance of your appearance. And so I decided to write a book about this. The book is called Body Beautiful: How Changing the Conversation About Our Bodies Has the Power to Change the World. And this book really ultimately was always from the get-go designed to just be a collection of things. So a collection of stories or art or quotes or images, and yes, some information, and hopefully mostly inspiration about how to just kind of take a minute and figure out how you or someone you love may have been impacted by those messages. and to kind of remind us that ultimately, you know, we have each of us, something to give back to the world and to contribute to. So I got the idea for this book because I overheard these two women in a cafe a couple of years ago, and they were at the table next to me, and they were like disparaging their bodies. One of them in particular was complaining about all the things she wanted to change about her body, and how she had taken like all of this information to her personal trainer, that she wanted her trainer to like make her body look like different celebrities' body parts. And the conversation to me just was so toxic, and it just felt like such a bummer. And I was sitting there like, well, I've been an eating disorder clinical therapist for 20 years, so I'm not surprised by this conversation. And also, I'm a woman who's also lived in this culture, and for the first time in this book, I'm sharing a little bit of that story too, about how all of these messages and these things about our culture have also impacted me. And so on some level in my life, I've been aware of the impact of these conversations since I was a little girl. So my hope in writing this book was really just to have a conversation about those conversations. And I was very deliberate that I did not want to write like a book about eating disorders from the standpoint of like data and research and etiology and all these things. I just wanted to show a little bit about what I believe, which is that we all are uniquely and inherently beautiful. And I kind of set out sort of with my photographer lens, right? Like, I'm just gonna take all of these pictures of all of these beautiful people and show the world how beautiful everyone is, right? And what was interesting to me, what dawned on me as I got started, was that this book was not necessarily supposed to be about those pictures. And it was literally supposed to be a coffee table book full of pictures. And what I ended up with was a book of stories and a book of people who were so brave enough to share. And it ended up just being something different. And I really believe that's what it was meant to be. You know, I think that it's all well and good. I think the world sort of needs us all to recognize the unique and inherent beauty in each other, in ourselves, when we look in the mirror, in all of our differences, and even in the world around us. And right now I know there's like a lot of things happening about the world that makes it maybe on some days feel hard to see the beauty in that. And I struggle with that too. But what became so apparent to me in working with so many of these people that shared for this project was that the beauty, yes, was about their physical beauty, which I saw from the first minute I laid eyes on them, their physical beauty that I wanted to capture, but the true beauty was in who they are, and what they do, and what they have been through, and what they know, and what they've shared, and what their resilience and experiences have been. And so for me, that's really what this book ultimately became about. So I feel like, you know, the message in this book really ultimately is that, you know, I think it can be really hard right now with everything going on in the world. And when I feel a little bit hopeless, I kind of like just remind myself just to kind of look around, right? So like I look around the room, even in this room tonight, and I just see like a sea full of beautiful humans that are all doing things that the world really needs right now. So, you know, some of you are like teachers, some of you are, you know, a lot of you are mental health professionals on the front lines of mental health right now. A lot of you are professionals in other industries, or you are local business owners, or you are parents every day raising your kids to do the right thing and treat others with respect. You know, some of you are writing really important books about structural racism within healthcare. I mean, I could go on and on about every person in this room and all of the things that you guys are doing that are so beautiful. And I just feel like if we can kind of retain some hope and get up in the morning and recognize that whatever it is that we're all doing, to try to take a minute and see the beautiful person that is reflected in the mirror back to you as you go about your day, but also to just kind of recognize the beauty in all of our differences and in each other as well. So, you know, we all have a thing, and, you know, the work that I do and the photography just kind of happens to be my thing. But the thing that kind of sucks about the book is that it has my name on it and it seems like I did it. But the reality is that this book took an incredible village of people, and I have just got to make everyone, I want to shout it from the rooftops, like all of the people that literally were like the scaffolding underneath me as I was writing this book, because it's not just my name on this book. I feel very, very strongly that I want to say that. So first and foremost, you know, this book only came about and was truly written by the incredibly brave and courageous girls and women who shared their stories with me and who let me photograph them. I mean, this is their book. They wrote this book, not me. I also want to take a minute and just thank my husband, Ben. Your incredible, unconditional, unwavering support of anything and everything I do is a bottomless gift. And I know it's a lot sometimes, but I cannot thank you enough for your love and support. I love you. Okay, Ben. Don't cry, Ben. My kids, you got, I don't know where your brother is. I hope he's not like down the street. But he might be down the street. Like that's not really paranoid. Honestly, my kids though, you guys, wherever your brother is, and you, my sweet boy. You'll not. I mean, I hope you know how proud of you I am and how much I love you. And I'm so appreciative of how patient you are with me when I get stressed. And like they are very tolerant when I'm over caffeinated. Let me just say that. That happens. Yeah. So my parents are here, you guys, and so your wisdom and your love and your support have been my roadmap my entire life. And I could not be more grateful to have been given the gift of my parents that are here tonight. My brother, Vince, unfortunately, cannot be here. He's here right here, but he can't be here in person. And my brother, he knows this, but he is my guru for all things creative. He is my partner in crime for all things creative. And Vinny, I just love you so much. And you know, you guys, my brother is 46, and I still just want to be him when I grow up. You know, I'm like, oh, he's so freaking cool. I just want to be him when I grow up. So I'm glad he could be here via the amazing technology that we have. I had this amazing team at Ignite Press, and they can't be here tonight either. And you know, as somebody who like jumps into things but it doesn't have a clue about what I'm doing, like I do that to myself a lot, and they were incredible for how much they guided me and just helped me with every step along the way. And I just could not have asked for a better team to work with. So for Everett and Chris and Malia and Emma, they were just phenomenal at what they do. And there's a few special people here tonight that absolutely have got to come up and stand up here with me. So I know there's like, it's a little crowded, but I need Nadia, I need Vida, I need Cindy, and I need Julie. Seriously, we're still tell her to see here. No, it's okay. So, guys, I want to introduce you to the dream team. So I just want to say, first of all, to Nadia, my cover girl. Nadia, your bravery and courage have been phenomenal. And I could not be more grateful that you are the representation of what this book is about. So thank you. Yes. My dear sweet Vida, the list is way too long for all of the ways that I would like to acknowledge you for how you've helped me with this book. And all I can say is, you know what they are, I know what they are, the list is a million miles long. I am so grateful for you. This book never would have been made without you. I love you so much. And I know you're an adult who's like doing your thing, but I still want to talk about adoption. And I still want to adopt you, even though that might be weird. I want both of you. Okay.
Boundaries.
I know. You guys, this is Cindy. She's my editor, and there is this phenomenal, synchronous, fun story about how we met and why we met. And what I want to say to you, my dear, is that you were just a joy to work with. And I had so much fun, like bouncing the manuscript back and forth. You're so good at what you do. You're obviously so passionate about it. And I just am so grateful for you and everything that you've done for me. So I could have not made this book without you. And thank you. And then you guys, one last person. Oh my gosh.
They were hiding behind me. They were hiding behind me.
Again, so cringy. I'm sorry. This is so embarrassing. The ship has sailed about me not being embarrassing to my kids. Anyway, I'm going to wrap this up. There's a video, my dear sweet child. You can see it later. I thanked you, by the way, and I do love you. Okay.
You're so cringy.
Anyway, last but not least, I want to thank Julie Chen. So, you guys. Julie was the first person on the planet that I told about the idea for this book. I was like, we were walking the dogs at the park. I was like, I have this idea, but I'm not even going to start it until you agree ahead of time to design the book. Which thankfully she did, right? Because I don't know, you didn't know what I was going to write. But she agreed ahead of time to design this book. And it was always really important to me that something about this book feel like art. And this book is only a work of art because of your artistry and your magic and your talents.
Yay.
From day one, I was like, do your thing. And also, I just want to say, beyond the work that you did on this book, just being my friend and supporting me and listening to me, and it's just been phenomenal to get to know you so well through this process and to have you as a friend. So I just want to take a minute and thank them, applause for them. And so I just have one more thing tonight, and I know it's really crowded, and I know it's hot, and I know there's amazing food and drinks that will again circulate. And I know some of you I haven't even said hello to, so please do not leave without saying hello to me, I swear. I'm so grateful you're all here. But if we could just give another little bit of attention tonight to someone here who's very special. Again, this book is all about celebrating the beautiful gifts that we all have to give in the world, and there's a very special young woman